What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Truly Boosted channel. Today we are going to be working on the snot booger, getting it ready for a turbo kit. And for those of you that don't know what the snot booger is, it is the green Eclipse that, well, is not in the best of shape. It needs quite a bit of love. It's starting to get a high idle. It's got a couple other issues, and the header started falling apart. And when I say it started falling apart, it literally started falling apart. This is a common issue with the 428 eBay header. So it has a bolt and a nut that holds the down pipe onto the header, and the nut likes to back off the bolt, and then you'll be going, it'll get really loud, and the down pipe is pretty much just falling off the header. So what I did was take a piece of flash water handle, cut it, and bent it to where it holds the header on. Like, that's not the right way to do it, but oddly enough, it works quite a bit better than the bolts. Anyway, we're going to be mocking this up for a turbo kit today. We're not going to be getting everything done, and we also are going to be doing some body work on this thing while it is in the shop. So what we have for a turbo kit is I am running a 5057 billet wheel turbo right here. This is probably one of the nicest turbos I've ever ran on a 428. We're going to be running the good old standard cast iron log manifold. If you're running the 428, that's just about all you can get. Every now and then you'll find some pretty cool manifolds out there circulating that somebody's had custom made, but for the most part, that's about as good as it's going to get. We are running a bumper exit. I originally had an option to buy this from him when I got the car, because he did have it turboed at one time, and it's this bumper exit with a nice little teardrop on it, and it's actually got two bungs in it, one for the wideband, one for the car's O2. And he gave me a bunch of intercooler piping. I'm not exactly sure how much of this is needed. I'm looking at it and I'm trying to remember what all I needed when I did a turbo on the other 428s. But either way, I got it. So I am still waiting on the wastegate, and I am still waiting on the blow-off valve. And I got to get the blow-off valve flange welded onto a piece of intercooler piping. But for right now, we're going to disconnect this battery because we're working mighty close to that starter right there. We're going to go ahead and pull this header off, look at getting that manifold put on. The turbo is going to be just mocked up. None of this stuff is going to be final today. I want to make that very clear. So when anybody watches the video like, man, that's going to be a really crappy turbo kit, we're just making sure everything works. I've never seen that down pipe on the car. We are also, while the car is down, going to be putting a 1G turbo radiator in it. This is my trick to keeping these things cool. So we have that right there. I'm going to get some bungs welded up on this and put an oil catch can on directly to the valve cover. That's a neon valve cover. It doesn't have the lettering. Anyways, let's get started removing this header. So I got the header off. Unfortunately, I videoed in slow-mo, so we're not going to be able to put that in there. It's pretty easy taking one of these things off. It's just like a cheap little eBay header. The quality on these things is pretty terrible, but you know, you can get one on eBay, Amazon for like 50 bucks shipped to your door. A lot of people use them. I'm just not a big fan of them anymore. Also, if you look at the engine, it does have a nasty gangster lean, and that is because this motor mount over here is completely gone. It has exited the chat a long time ago, and yeah, still being used. So we're gonna have to fix that as well. So when I do mock up stuff today, things might be a little off. I think one of my biggest fears, and I didn't think about this till a little bit ago, is hopefully when this down pipe was made, that issue with the motor mount was not present, because that could affect some things. Hopefully not. Hopefully everything goes the way it needs to. If things are a little off, it is because of the motor mount. So I'm going to go ahead and get the manifold and the turbo put on, and then I think I have everything needed to put that down pipe on. We just want to see how everything's going to go together. I don't have the wastegate, and I don't have the blow-up valve. We'll probably go ahead and get this intake off and kind of see how the intercooler piping is going to work. Something else I'm probably going to go ahead and do is relocate the battery to the back while we're doing all this. It just frees up the engine bay, makes it look a lot cleaner. Already stated, I want to get the 1G turbo radiator put in here. So this thing is going to be in here for a few days, maybe a couple weeks. Shouldn't be a super long process, mostly just me finding time to get in here. But let's go ahead and get all this stuff mocked up and see what we're working with. So to put the manifold on, I am only going to be using 2 bolts. This is just a test fit, making sure everything that I got is going to work the way that I want it to. But it also may not. Something else I think I'm going to do, since I got it in it, I think I'm going to get rid of heat. That's not going to go the way I want it to. I hope we don't find out these thread bolts are messed up in the head. It does feel like they're not the best of shape. put, I remember the issue with this head. Okay. All right, put that one on. All right, got two studs holding that manifold on. Take these puppies off. Let's set the turbo in there. See what we're working with. Something I have never ran into. Now this is a slightly larger turbo. I have always ran the neon water inlet. That way I can run the radiator hookup down here, which is what that radiator is going to allow me to do. And it frees up a lot of room in this area because I don't have a radiator hose here. And with the turbo, like that's definitely going to be something that I need to do. Because if you look, once I clock that down to there, it's going to be in the way. And that's an issue. But this fan's kind of in the way. Once I would clock it, the fan would no longer be in the way. Just kind of show you guys, like we're not working with a whole lot of room right there, like at all. I'm not worried about clocking the turbo today, anything like that. We already know there's gonna be some fitment issues. What I do want to do is see if I have bolts to where we can put this bumper exit, and as you can see, it's already got a place for it. I'm gonna find a bezel that's shaped like a teardrop to put on that. That way it kind of makes it look a little better. But let's see if we can do that. I don't think, as you see, like I say, all this is mock-up, guys. None of this stuff is like, none of these fasteners are even the ones that I'm going to use. It's just mock-up what I have around the shop. I haven't moved all my stuff in, so I don't have bolts and stuff readily available. But let's go ahead and get the downpipe on, and I'm really curious how this is gonna fit. So I tried to put the downpipe on, and the AC compressor bracket, this guy right down here, is getting in the way. Not even sure why it's on the car, because as you can see, it's not really doing anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, and that should free up quite a bit of room. Also, this looks like it's plenty of room for the wastegate, or the wastegate, the downpipe, but we're having some issues. So I'm gonna take this bracket off, and that honestly should fix most of the problem. So I got that big old hunk of metal out. Now maybe the downpipe will fit. Well, the bumper exit exhaust, actually. I'm feeling somewhat positive this time. I don't want to go through the bumper like no matter what I do here. Hardest thing is getting one to go through the bumper. Now, issue that we are going to have is that bolt in the way. I didn't know that was going to be an issue. No, thank you. That's an issue, is it? All right, everything is kind of put on, and as you can see, the gangster lean of the engine is affecting everything. So it was made for this car when the gangster lean wasn't there due to that blown out motor mount, but everything does fit. The turbo is also rocking a little bit too, because I've only got a couple bolts. You see, like nothing's in this thing permanent. Like I just want you guys to understand, like this is totally just temporary, just getting everything fixed. Although I can say, like, even when the motor mount's correct, I don't see that working out just right. We may have to modify the bumper. May have to get another new bumper and then just completely cut it, get a bezel and everything. I was gonna do intercooler piping. Not even gonna worry about that till I get the 1G radiator in it. This thing is still cooling down from when we drove it over here, so still pretty hot. I'm not going to be popping any radiator cap or anything like that right now. But we did get it mocked up. I am pretty proud of that. So that is done. And yeah, I don't know if we're going to go in the motor. Like I said, we may pull this engine, do ARP head studs, full multi-layer steel head gasket, go ahead and put a stage 2 clutch in it. I need to pull the valve cover. I'm 99.9% sure it's going to have factory studs or head bolts, I mean. But I still want to pop the valve cover, look in there. And honestly, just the coloration and everything will kind of give me a insight of how well the motor's been taken care of. Plus, I need to do a compression test on it. But this was a short little video of getting this thing ready for a turbo kit. I am excited to get a turbo kit on it. How long it holds up after we get a turbo kit, that's a whole nother story. Anyways, guys, this has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We still got a lot coming for the GST. Still have a lot of videos coming for the SRT. Got a fender. We know where one is. I just got to go get it. As far as the hood, once again, don't know I'm going to spend what they want on a hood because I have one hood. I have 2 hoods. So we're doing good as far as the hood goes. These things are not cheap hoods either because they have a functioning hood scoop for most people that don't know that. And that's what kind of makes them valuable. And they only came on the SRT4. As far as the GST, for the y'all didn't really get to see the roof. We repainted it. Whole lot better. Now we got to do that, and we still got so much more to do. So we got plenty of content coming your way. Also found some 428 parts I didn't know I had, like a fuel rail. So we may be tinkering with some stuff like that. Anyways, guys, this has been the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And we would really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and
hit that bell.
What's the bell do?
I have no idea.
It turns on notifications. Anyways, guys, we will catch you on the next one.